Dynex is one of the most under-recognized yet fundamentally powerful cryptos in the entire market. This altcoin is something special which competes with Render on a totally different scale and yet is sitting at a market cap no more than $36 million compared to Render sitting at a market cap of $2.5 billion. Dynex outclasses Render on almost every metric. Today, we're going to talk about what this crypto project is, what the company is aiming to do, the success they've been having, and how to download or install their wallet so that you, if you're interested, can accumulate some of the Dynex token or even utilize the platform for what its intended purpose is. Now, this is a mouthful and it's kind of complicated, so I'm going to try and keep it as high level as possible for you guys because two reasons. One, it's super complicated stuff and I feel like I'd lose most of you guys in the video. And two, it's super complicated stuff and I only understand it as a high level. So you guys are going to have to bear with me on it. But it is neuromorphic quantum computing cloud infrastructure. So N quantum computing. Essentially, it is taking your GPU, your computer that you have, just like Render does, it takes your GPU and renders out graphic images on a cloud type infrastructure so it can be decentralized around the globe. Dynex is taking your spare GPU and instead of rendering out images, they are simulating a quantum computer. And then using that quantum computer simulation to run different quantum calculations and actually come together as a decentralized unit to build the world's strongest quantum computer. Let me repeat that. Dynex, the entire decentralized network of computational power, has created a simulated quantum computer which is nearly 1,000 times stronger, or 1,000%, 10 times stronger than the most powerful quantum computer we currently have. We'll get into that in just a minute. I want to read you this one post on X that I found recently by Yurichi, who I think is a really good, it's a really good thread. So he said, I spent hours researching the top 50 cryptocurrencies by market cap, and I have to say I have found very few projects such as Tau and Caspa with fundamentals that surpass DNX. So if you are new here or not new here, you'll remember that BitTensor and Caspa are two of the cryptocurrencies that we called out months ago before they went on 1,000% runs. So the fact he's highlighting these two as very strong fundamental coins and now talking about Dynex, I think we're onto something here. It's very clear, to be completely honest, and hopefully it'll be clear to you guys after this video. But if you're new here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because I go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about DeSci and the broader crypto markets as it pertains to altcoins. And I really think that you're going to find some value in here. Yet Dynex is extremely undervalued with a tiny market cap of 30 million. For the record, the amount of GPUs on the Dynex network surpasses the most established DePIN projects such as Render, ICP, and Filecoin. He has an image right here. Dynex 99,910 GPUs compared to Render's 3,000 GPUs compared to Filecoin's 3,000 GPUs compared to 0 GPUs on ICP. And I don't think ICP is a fair comparison on this chart, but that's nonetheless 99,910 GPUs on Dynex's network. So you can come verify it right here, which I might be jumping ahead of myself. I think I was going to pull this up in a minute, but 99,213, so a little bit less. A little bit less now. Damn it. No, I'm just playing. That's still absurdly high. Now, they're setting new world records in quantum computing, breaking NVIDIA's past record, all while using fewer resources. This is huge. This is very huge. So right here on GitHub, you can see how powerful of a quantum computer they're building. I actually pulled up an article because if you're not a dev, like I could sit here and look at this and have no idea what it's saying. So I pulled up an article instead so that we can actually take a look at it. So the most usable qubits in a quantum computer is 1180, achieved by Atom Computing USA, the company's latest experimental prototype, which was built and developed for a 100 qubit Phoenix computer. This is nothing when you compare it to Dynex's, where'd I put it? Dynex's simulated quantum computer, which was able to simulate a 10,000 qubit ecosystem. 10,000 qubits. So it is literally 1,000% better than the world's leading quantum computer. That's mind-numbing. NVIDIA had just set this record like late last year. The other record that I was talking about was set early this year, or I guess it was late last year too. Regardless, just 6 months into the year, they've already managed to do something unheard of like that. So I'm extremely bullish on that alone. The rest of the data I'm about to show you makes me fundamentally bullish in the present moment, because this is cool, but this might take a decade to play out where it means anything, because 10,000 qubits, while it's very powerful and a huge leap from the 700 qubits or the 1100 qubits, it is still not at a point where it's going to be breaking SHA-256, the algorithm, the hash algorithm, which secures basically everything in the world on the computer. It secures Bitcoin as well. So if you broke that algorithm, you could go into Satoshi's wallet and take all the Bitcoin. I'm getting off topic there. I don't freak out about that. There are plenty of solutions that are already in place for stuff like that. It's a matter of reaching a certain level with quantum computers where they can get into the financial systems. And if you aren't familiar with qubits versus bits, briefly, a classical computer like the one you're watching this on is very good at solving problems and very good at pulling stuff up on your phone, refreshing the page quickly. A quantum computer is very good at simulating or deciphering large data sets and going through simulations and probabilities, okay? Because at the basis of qubits versus bits, you're looking at probabilities versus open and closed. You're looking at open, closed, or both at the same time versus strictly open and closed. So qubits are exponentially more powerful than regular bits, but only as it pertains to things that have large data sets or when you're dealing with probabilities, okay? And so you're not going to be watching YouTube on a quantum computer, but you are probably going to be guessing which direction a cryptocurrency or which direction a stock is going to go using a quantum computer to do out all of the different probabilities of where the stock could go. Now, I don't want to get too off topic with that. I'm focusing in here on Dynex. So their enterprise subscription model, which has only been live for a short period of time and yet has stellar testimonials from renowned customers such as billionaire Chaco Villapa, CEO of V Technologies, with over 15,000 employees, who mentioned how Dynex was the right partner to advance their quantum computing efforts in a LinkedIn post. So I found another post that had something to do with this guy and giving you a little bit more background on the guy. So V Technologies and Dynex. Now, this is a company based out of India, which has 15,000 employees and subsidiaries to the likes of 4,000 plus employees in the subsidiaries. They are promoting Dynex. They sell Dynex subscriptions to their customers. They support Dynex, and they're implementing Dynex's neuromorphic quantum computing solutions for themselves. This company is valued at $35 billion. 1,000 times more valuable than Dynex's entire market cap. $35 billion compared to $30 million. So the fact that they are forcing their employees, forcing their companies to start using Dynex, and it's not by force, it's just like, hey, Dynex is a really good solution, why don't you go ahead and try it? And I have the evidence here to back that up, that it's actually coming to fruition as well. If you come look at the proof of useful work metrics, you'll see the total jobs overall has been rapidly increasing over the last several months. So back in December, they had spot job count of 1,200 in that month, then 1,000 in that month. February was 1,600, March was 1,700, April was 1,700. In May, they introduced that subscription model, which is more bullish. Anyone who knows SaaS, software as a service, knows a subscription service is going to be way more profitable than just a spot one-off sales. And so they started transitioning their services into subscription, and it started skyrocketing to the point where last month they had 9,300 different jobs. In August, they're sitting at 7,000 jobs, but at the time of this recording, they have about 5 days left to see how many more happens. You can see that since May, they've been taking off with the amount of people actually using the platform, okay? Actually using the platform. That is a beautiful sight to see when you pair it with a token price that is plummeting. It's going down. Why on earth, Patrick, that investor, why would you ever say it's good to see the token going down? Because it provides opportunity. When the token or the asset is going down in price while the underlying metrics are going up, that provides opportunity or discrepancies in the market, which provides the opportunity for you and I as investors to potentially swoop in if it fits all of our categories and metrics. And I feel compelled to say this is not financial advice. This is simply my strategy that has worked for me for the last 6 or 7 years. When you see a dynamic in which the price is going down, yet the fundamentals are getting stronger, it's generally speaking a good thing. So I went ahead and opened up some positions. I have one of my positions, and this is the wallet that I chose to use, of 1,500 tokens. They're like 30 cents each. So I think I'm down like 30, 40% on this because I bought them a little bit higher than they are right now. But this is their wallet. I'll go through because they have on their website, you can come and see for the DNX exchanges, mining, or wallets, because again, this is something you could mine on your computer. You could join the network and send out your GPU to be able to simulate quantum computers. And I feel like I could ramble for a while about how cool it is with quantum computers, but kind of the reason why simulated quantum computers is so much better than an actual quantum computer is because that actual quantum computer has to exist at a temperature that is lower than outer space. It has to exist literally as close to 0 Kelvin as possible, which is very difficult to simulate. And then every qubit is its own independent system. And it is very chaotic because you're dealing with individual electrons or individual protons, not protons, electrons. You're dealing with individual, very small atoms or parts of an atom. And in order to measure and keep track of everything, in order for the quantum computer to work, you have to keep it at a ground state for all of the different elements. All these electrons need to be in the ground state, and then you're measuring slight changes. And in order to do that with thousands of electrons at the same time, it's very difficult, but you can simulate that instead. And then you don't need to worry about the physical restraints because you're dealing in the technical world. So it's really cool. DNX, this is the wallets you can use. I'm using just their mobile web wallet on my computer, but you can go ahead and download the actual wallet and start integrating, get more features if you're a developer or you understand how to actually run the hardware and everything. As far as mining, here's how you can mine all of it. You can literally, I'll put all the links in the description. As you go down there, make sure you hit that like button. I'm not mining it. I'm not running the software because I use my computer for so many other things. I don't want to overrun it with anything, and I'm just not interested in keeping it churning all the time. I might regret that later. As far as exchanges, I got it on LBank, and I am a US-based citizen. I already have an LBank account, so I just purchased some and then put it into my self-custody wallet, which I showed you a minute ago. Here's a full list of all the exchanges you can do it on. Yeah, I'm curious how you guys feel about Dynex, what you guys know, if you've seen it before, or if this is the first time you're ever hearing about it. I'm gonna do a little bit of moon math here. So if you've waited this long in the video, I think you deserve some of my moon math. And this is not to say this is what I think is going to happen. This is just simply to tell you that if Dynex were to get to the market cap of something like Render, which is a competitor yet not as good, in my opinion. Render just went viral, but Render is sitting at a market cap of $2.5 billion, I believe. Let's go ahead and check that out. RNDR. Okay. I don't like that it doesn't just pop up. Render. Oh, did they change the ticker? They might have. So Render is sitting at a market cap of $2.335 billion. Let me get the calculator up and showcase to you guys what kind of returns it would be for Dynex to get to something like this. So 233500000. Okay, I know I have decimals. My computer thinks I'm in Europe for some reason. Can't understand why that might be, but it does. So $2.33 billion. Market cap of Dynex is $36 million. So divide that by 36 million. You get a multiplier of around a 65x just to get Dynex to the same market cap as Render. That's crazy. That's insane returns. You're looking at a 64x is $64,000 return. No. Yeah, it is. That's amazing. So multiply that out by the current price of render, you get 0.3812, and you get a $25 render, or a $25 Dynex. It's at 38 cents right now. That's insane. As far as the total supply and tokenomics and everything, I guess we can open up the white paper and see real quick. I didn't even think about the tokenomics when I initially researched it, I did, but I didn't even think about it when I was making this video. So there's a finite supply of 110 million. The Dynex emission schedule, coins per block, it's very similar to all of the other mining, the GPU type protocols out there. All the proof of work protocols have a very similar emission schedule as this, where it starts out with a small percent and you rapidly inflate until the point that it stabilizes out at the max supply. So I think that's fantastic. There was no pre-mining, no coin drop. Only people who knew to mine it were able to get access to it so early, and it had the fair launch in September of 2022, which means we are almost 2 years into it. So about 80 to 90% of the coins are in circulation. Your time is your most valuable asset. This is a coin that is in my portfolio challenge, sitting at around 8%, 8.89%. Hopefully this was worth investing your time into, and I will see you guys in the next video.